Hey everyone, it's MeraMangle.
And Chloe Curiosity.
And welcome to another Mangled morning.
Ooh.
Woo! We said pop star today.
Yes, pop star.
Well, you planned this, and I had a different look planned. And then you guilted me into doing this look because you said it was Janet's birthday. Why aren't you doing Janet?
No, Janet, when I just saw the other day that it was her birthday.
I was committed to the 3 looks that I had. I had them planned out. I had the accessories picked out. I don't always have it all together like that.
You pulled this one together. She literally this morning sent a picture with the wig and some hair on the ground. Like, I just cut this wig. Hope you're happy.
Yeah.
I was like, yay.
There's a little impromptu, doing a little Janet scream, and you're, of course, giving very iconic Lady Gaga telephone.
Paparazzi.
Oh.
Not you flopping in it. I'm just kidding.
I knew that, but I was thinking since mine was a duet, I thought of her duet.
Oh, Tia.
These queens on our list today had lots of hits in a row on RuPaul's Drag Race.
I love that. 3 in a row.
Yeah, today we're looking at queens that got 3 Maxi-Challenge wins in a row. We're looking at international, all-stars, all of it.
Love that.
And in the history, there's only like 15 queens that have ever done
Wow.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, 3 in a row.
And what does it say about them? I'm excited to see and
I guess that's what we'll discuss as we go along. So we're going to get started with our list, but before we get started, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and join the Patreon where you can see all kinds of additional content you can't see on YouTube, plus you're helping support the channel. Now you can also support the channel by tipping on Venmo or CashApp like Jacob K, who said, "Love the All-Stars 10 video. I've always liked Fab as a guest, but the chemistry between the two of you was perfect this week." Ooh. At the end of your week, you're hearing that.
Sexual.
I don't. Right. Does it mean that, or does it just mean like, well, Chloe's got a lot to live up to this week?
Wow, am I flopping?
Such a fun watch. Well, hopefully Chloe was a fun watch this week too. I had fun looking at her.
And I had fun being here.
Of course, you can also tip on the YouTube thanks, which I was going to say we'll go over those at the end of the video, but we finished all those for the week that I had available at this time.
Okay, yeah.
So I won't go over those at the end of the video, but you can still leave them. Let's get started with our list, and we're going to go in order of when they first occurred. So we're going to go, by the
chronological
timeline here. Yeah,
timeline.
Thank you. The first queen to ever do it was actually a duo, the first and only duo on All-Stars 1, Chad and Shannel.
Wow, yes.
There's only 5 Maxi-Challenges, but they won those last 3 in a row.
That really is crazy. To win 3 out of 5, first of all.
Right. Also, the thing with All-Stars 1 and with these wins that makes it kind of more forgettable than most on our list. Some of these challenges, like the superhero one, which was the 3rd one.
Yeah.
It's not like they won it super hard. Mm-hmm. It was very debatable.
Yeah.
If they were the ones. They had to win as a duo. So maybe there was weeks where one person carried, like the improv week, Shannel carried. The makeover, Chad carried.
Yeah.
Shannel was a hindrance. Like stuff like that.
True.
Chad's already our first winner to make the list. That's something that I think we'll definitely see as a theme is lots of winners.
Lots of winners.
And if they're not, why not? We'll have to have that discussion.
I wonder if we'll ever see another format where we get duos like that.
I think it would be, super camp if they did RuPaul's Best Friend Race, literally call it that.
Yeah.
I think that would be camp.
But they go into it knowing who their person is going to be.
Set it up like that, and we can all have a good time.
Because imagine, if we got to see, some of the real friends, Drag Race friends, groups, Dayla and Jinx or something like that. That kind of thing.
Right. I mean, I would love I know Raven can't ever really compete, but, I would just love to see her and Juju together again.
Yeah.
On something that's, a special,
Yeah, that would be fun.
A special type of season. Getting right into the heavy hitters, the second person to ever have 3 in a row, All-Stars 2, the ultimate season, Alaska sure did it.
Yes.
She had 4 wins total, but she had 3 of those in a row.
And such a great season. I mean, she dominated pretty much the whole season. She was slaying it.
I mean, it's a stacked cast.
Right.
Everyone was on their A game.
Yeah, everybody was doing amazing. But it was, no doubt, at least in my mind, that she was the winner.
We're all expecting her to be the girl, and she delivered that and more.
Oh, yeah.
And then, at the end, bribed people.
That was
odd. That was
That was the only time my thoughts wavered a little bit, was that whole little meltdown, but
and especially
I still love her.
The only thing I always think about in retrospect is she really is very we never really get to see her have any fun moments in the season because she's very she's trying to win.
She was dead set on winning.
And
And when it didn't go that way, or it looked like it wasn't going to go that way, it was like...
to be, like, so perfect all the way up into the end.
Yeah.
So, even though they're not partnered up, there's 2 people that win every week. So it's also a different type of thing.
Yeah.
But in most weeks, like Snatch Game, like the acting, stand-up is hard because they were in duos. But then the ad, maybe Katya could have won that. But like a couple of those, like Snatch Game acting, it doesn't matter if there was 1 winner, 2 winners, she was the winner.
Yes. Agreed.
Bendelacreme on All Stars 3 and Manila Luzon on All Stars 4. These are both very controversial runs about how they ended.
Yes.
These are both very iconic. Dela's is just unreal. She won the first 4 in a row.
That is crazy.
Is she the only girl that won 4 in a row?
4 in a row and then save.
And then win again.
And then win again.
And then go
home.
Quit. Right. I'm done.
Yeah, that is an insane run. I don't know. I saw a thing online that said that, like, the rumor is that she, like, found out that production, like, wanted her to win. So she, like, wanted to bow out, like, kind of thing. Like, the vibe. But I don't know if someone just made that up online.
I don't know. I still don't think she should have had to decide who goes home. They were the winning team.
Yeah.
Like, why'd she have to... It was a silly setup.
Yeah.
But regardless, like, I don't know. I don't care. I still win. She was so close to winning. There's only 1 more Maxi-Challenge left.
Yeah. If she had stayed, I do wonder who she would have picked, like, to go home. Do you know what I mean? Like,
there's actually an answer to that, I believe. And I believe the answer is she wrote her name on one of the lipsticks. The one she wrote her name on is Kennedy's.
Okay.
So if Ru had said, I don't accept that as an answer,
she would have had to
you need to show me the lipstick, it would be Kennedy. Which I think probably was.
I think that seemed appropriate.
Manila had a slower start to All Stars 4. It wasn't like Dela fresh out the gate. They kind of had actually her talent show, she could have been the top. But the girl group was, a moment where they pushed her and they were like, Manila, this ain't cutting it.
Yeah, that's true. When she came in, it was a little shy. Like, they were like, what? This is not the Manila that we know.
She wasn't playing to win.
Yeah.
So they told her that episode 2, and sure enough, episode 3, 4, 5, she won every week.
Yeah, and once she hit it, she really was bringing it.
The Jersey Justice.
That was so good.
So good.
And some of the looks she turned, like just the campy, iconic, fabulous looks were so good that season.
So far out on the list that we've looked at, no one else comes close to her with the iconic looks.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's one that actually was supposed to be on that season that's right behind you, the Barbie, the pad. That was supposed to be her padded runway.
Oh my god, yeah, where is she?
Down low.
Oh, there she is.
Like that.
Yeah, that's still...
Even the unaired looks are iconic.
Right? That still is crazy to me that they didn't let her wear that, but...
She shouldn't have asked.
Yeah.
She should have just done it. And I think she literally said, like, that would be her advice to other people. Just don't ask.
Just do it.
They wouldn't. What are they going to do if she's already out there?
Yeah.
That's how you have to, like, get that conversation going sometimes. Like, sometimes someone has to do it.
Yeah.
The second Naomi can, they get her out of there. And what's crazy, if you remember, even if Monet had won the lip sync, she also chose Manila.
Yeah, so she would have gone home no matter what.
Yeah. Also...
Which is crazy.
I think there's something to be said about, like, the camaraderie between the girls.
Uh-huh.
She wasn't kikiing with them, like Latrice and... I mean, everyone else was, like, a group, and she wasn't...
Yeah, you could tell the dynamic. Latrice had built connections with them.
Maybe she was too Alaska in terms of being, like...
she was dead set to win.
Either that or she's just not that friendly. But I mean, it comes down to that sometimes,
Yeah.
And especially if you're a big competition.
Yeah.
Thailand season 2, the winner Angeline
yes.
had like 5, depending on how you look at it, 6 wins overall. Because they used to do runway wins and maxi wins. And some weeks they would be the same, some weeks they wouldn't. But she did have multiple weeks in a row where she did win, which I think it was like 4 total. She was low on the runway week, so it's a weird setup. Technically, if you count, because the 1 week where her improv team, like her team wins the improv challenge, but it's 6 people that win. But then they judge the runway separate, and she was low for that. So like it just Regardless, she had a very impressive run.
Right.
I mean, still winning 5-6 challenges is incredible, no matter how you dice it up. But I would love to see how all the Thailand girls that were on those first 2 seasons, like how they would do on a regular season where it's not runway focused.
Yeah.
Like, so focused.
Yeah, that's kind of like a different format where they include that so heavily.
She won Snatch Game, but she was the worst at Snatch Game. The person who won the Maxi Challenge Snatch Game went home that day because they hated her runway. She's bottom 2. Because the bottom 2 are determined by the runway every week. So it's like a weird system.
Yeah.
Like, it says win here in green, but she bombed Snatch Game. In the Peru, Holland Season 1. Absolutely
iconic.
Dominated the competition.
Slayed it.
Episode 3, where she was just safe, I think she should have won that. It was like a Desperate Housewives thing. She was so good. She won Snatch Game. She won the makeover. She won an ad. What was the ad? Oh, they did like the gym. Basically the Season 3 gym workout thing.
Yeah.
She just was unreal.
And it was great to see someone who was like a social media kind of queen. Because I feel like, I mean, at least for me, I've always seen her on social media. Like, I followed her before she even was on the show. And so to see that and then see her, like, actually deliver that same level of fierceness.
And, you know, on social media and even in this season, like, how regal and how she carries herself and how and her looks and her brand, you just never would think she'd be hilarious. You know what I mean? Like,
true.
That's what was always so shocking. Yeah. Like, how versatile she was and how it just always felt like a sneak attack. Mm-hmm. Just absolutely incredible. And I would still, like, if we do All Winners too, we got to try to get MV Peru up in there. Like,
oh, yeah. That would be so good.
Someone else I'd love to see on an All Winners too. Chatty. I feel like she's underrated for her designing. Like, she could whip together
She did make some really cute looks.
Because she won that challenge where they have people paired up in the same color palette.
Yes.
She beat her little sister, Ellie Diamond.
Yes.
For the win there. She won the improv. It was like a morning show. And then, of course, Bing Bang Bong.
Yeah.
With the
still one of my favorite Drag Race songs.
It is iconic.
Yeah.
It's like just Bing, still so bong. Silly. Sounds like a Teletubby song.
I love it. It's so good.
But she did get in her head at Snatch Game. Surprisingly, of all challenges.
Right.
The comedian. It's that Trixie Mattel curse. Got in her head at Snatch
It's like
Game.
when you're a funny person, it's like when you try to be funny, sometimes it's like not. I don't know.
She tried to be a comedian.
Yeah.
And so, like, you're a comedian, though.
That's a hard thing.
And to, like, try to tell a comedian's jokes.
Yeah.
To have them work in Snatch Game.
Anytime, I think a comedian, like, someone who's, like, naturally funny like that, it's a hard person to pick. Like,
right. I think the way it can work is someone where they do it more general, like the way Anya Nerve did Eddie Murphy.
True.
She wasn't trying
good.
She wasn't trying to do, like, her routine. Especially for international winners. I feel like it's her and Priyanka are, like, the brand without being, like, the main brand, like, the main U.S. brand. Like, so they still are the brand.
So true.
I mean, she's on the Vegas show. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
She's the only UK girl. Next, our only Down Under queen to make the list, it is Hanaconda on UK. Or, I just said Down Under, and I was about to say UK. Down Under Season 2.
She was so good. And when she came back
she did so good the second time,
yeah,
too.
it was so good. I was really rooting for her when she had come back, because I was like...
She had a little bit of a slow start that time.
Yeah.
But, like, in this group, you know, Spanky and Queen Kong were great. Yeah. But Queen couldn't be funny. And then Spanky's runways were just a disaster every week. But she was like the girl setting the pace. She didn't falter often.
Because her runways are good, and she also is really funny.
Right.
And it was hard because Spanky, I agree, like, I wanted her to win. But because I think she's just so funny. Hanaconda was right up there for me.
Right. She won Snatch Game, Girl Group, and then the commercial. And they're all hilarious.
Yeah.
A trend we see a lot with, like, super strong players is if that makeover's towards the end, it'll get the girls. It'll get, like, the fiercest competitors. Back to the UK, and it's another runner-up. Cheddar Gorgeous.
Yes. Love Cheddar.
Early on had that 6-way girl group win. We're not going to count that. And I'm glad that's not one of her 3. Her 3 are also Snatch Game. She did not falter at the makeover. And then an acting challenge. She was incredible.
I forgot that she won 3 right there at the end like that. Like...
Yeah. I know. Like, I felt... But I think it's because she was so consistently good.
Uh-huh.
Like, the low early on for design, it's also that, like, partner thing. And she was also in gold like Lawrence. But she's low because... They told her something like she was partnered up with Copper Top, and Copper's look was bad. And they were like, they basically said to Cheddar, how'd you let her walk out there like that? That's what I felt like, because her look could have literally won.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it's considered low.
Yeah, she was so good all season.
The roast, she got a little existential. Like, got a little too... She overthought it. Kind of like a Sasha Velour, like, got too smart for her own good. But other than that, yeah. Up next, she was from the UK, but she got her wins on Canada vs. the World. Talk about redemptions.
Oh, yes.
Victoria Scone.
And I was so happy to see her get the redemption after her, like, injury and everything.
Right. She also had, a rocky start. Like, girl group, she did fine.
Yeah.
But Snatch Game, she bombed.
Yeah.
Kind of the Manila thing where, like, she needed the kick in the pants.
Mm-hmm.
And then from then on. The ball, she did Fabio. That's what I remember the most.
Yes.
The Fabio look. The stand-up was, I think, her standout moment. Because she had the whole, like... what was the... It was like bits with fisting or something.
Yeah, she was so funny.
With
I remember
Brooklyn,
that.
like, she was just, very natural comedian.
She is just, like, one of those people, too, that's just naturally so funny.
Yeah.
Like, her confessional moments are always just cracking me up.
Larger than life presence, too. Like,
yeah.
Such a queen. It's almost a shame for someone like her to come back and then to only get to be in 5 episodes. Like,
yeah.
It definitely leaves you wanting more.
Because I would have loved to see her for a full season.
Right. Up next, back to the UK again. Now, here's the thing. The reason why we're seeing so many of them make this list. They will hand them badges out. They are not afraid of multiple people winning the challenge. And so that's why they tend to, like, feature more on the list, even though the U.S. seasons are way longer.
Yeah.
But there will be a couple girls from the U.S., at least one, that is pretty iconic that does make it. And it's not all about partnered wins. Because, that improv is 3 people winning. But she does win the Rusical and Snatch Game outright. And, I mean, look at her track record. She's in the top every damn week if she don't win.
Right.
She was pretty incredible.
Yeah, she slayed.
But, do you remember her, like, not being someone I even, like, was paying attention to?
Yeah.
Or, like, you really thought about the first couple weeks. But then when she did start winning, it was like, well, what the hell?
Yeah, I felt like she was kind of just there, and then I realized, like, oh, wait, this is the queen I should be paying attention to. Like...
Right. This was the season with Tamara and Cara, wasn't it?
And I feel like everyone was so focused on Tamara and, like, just that
And Cara was doing great at the beginning, too. Like, all that was, like, drawing the attention, and it was good.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you weren't paying attention to this girl over here doing well every week. I think her highlight of the season isn't even one of her wins. It's that acting challenge with Kate Butch, where Kate Butch finally gets her win. Ginger was like, I was like, oh my God, this is one of the best performances ever. She's like humping a bedpost.
Yeah.
But the faces and just...
I remember that.
Next, 2 of our All-Star winners at the beginning of last year.
Yes.
Drag Sethless, the first ever España All-Star winner. She won 4 out of 5 challenges.
Slay.
That's like Chad Michaels or Victoria Scone on steroids.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She was...
And high in the other one.
She should have won that, too. She literally should have won that. It was a girl group, and she was the best one.
That's crazy.
Like, it was silly that they didn't have her win, but also it was like, well,
Yeah.
The ball was her one controversial win, but it wasn't even that controversial to me. And then Tia Kofi on UK vs. the World Season 2.
Yes.
Talk about redemption. One of the top redemptions of all time.
I loved it. That was such a good season with Tia.
Because she was one of those
That
girls.
was the season with Marina.
Mm-hmm. That was such a good season.
Yeah.
That was my favorite vs. the World season so far. Like, because it was the top... It was so... That was Hannah and LeGrand Dame. It was so competitive.
Yes. There was so many good names that season.
Even
Scarlett
Scarlett
and I know some people don't agree, but I love Tia Kofi.
I do too.
I was glad she won. But I will start to wonder if another one if it keeps happening.
Because to be real, like, hers was far more fair in terms of she had 4 wins and she did win those challenges. Like, she did great in those challenges. She just would struggle with the lip sync sometimes. And so for me, it's the Jimbo effect of, yes, you're winning every week, but it doesn't feel like you're winning. Like, sometimes it would feel like that.
Yeah.
The only U.S. queen on a regular season to do it was Sapphira Cristál. She's one of the ultimate competitors of all time, and this proves it.
Yes.
Look at all that, like, like where she's in the top every week. Like, could be winning every
I don't even
week.
remember her being in the bottom, but...
It was the makeover. Didn't I say the makeover will get the gals? It got even Sapphira Cristál.
I know, because she really was just slaying all the high placements, too. Yeah, she slayed, and I mean, I was rooting for her all season.
Every week where she's in the top, it's just as reasonable for her to actually have won. Some weeks there's people in the top, and it's like, they're not really, like...
Yeah, but I feel like she always was, like, in the top, and like I said, I didn't even remember her being in the bottom that one week, but...
These are actually, like, the 2 professionals that people wanted to win last year, thought were going to win, and just didn't clinch the prize at the end. Like, they are very similar.
Yes, Lavo.
Yeah, Lavo. They're very similar in terms of, like, their background of where they come from. Obviously, they have different aesthetics, especially with this.
Lavo was actually the other one I really did want her to win.
Isn't it Lavoie?
Lavoie.
Don't get me confused. I'll say it wrong for 3 years.
It's Lavoie.
Yeah, it's Lavoie. yeah, improv, which I think was that Graham Norton talk show thing.
Yeah.
I love that. She did better than Graham.
Yeah.
Snatch Game, she should have been the solo winner. Her and Kyron won that together, but...
I didn't agree.
Rusical.
I thought she was the winner, for sure.
Right. Her Shirley Bassey was incredible. I think she should have won that makeover with her dad. It was my favorite one.
I agree.
I was happy for What's-Her-Face for finally getting her win.
I was confused,
but...
I thought she should have won.
I thought it was the best one.
And I thought the storyline of her and her dad was really cute.
Could you imagine if she got that? That'd be 5 in a row.
Literally. And I thought it was deserved. She was winning it for me.
Mm-hmm. When you look at the bigger picture, it's almost more like you can't compare it to Ginger's track record or the whoever, because it's almost like they often go for like, just like the U.S. one honestly does. It's almost like they don't like to crown similar types of winners in a row. And actually, they both fall victim to that. Yeah. She falls victim to Ginger Johnson being crowned right before her, who is also like the professional comedian actress, talk woman, like that type of person. And Sapphira's trying to follow Sasha Colby, also the professional.
Yeah.
And it was like time to crown something different.
To me, like I understand that, but at the same time, I'm like, that shouldn't matter. I feel like the best queen should win no matter what.
Like, I agree. But I think like that's just how...
Yeah, I mean, I get why.
I would make sense of it. So that brings us to our most recent one, which just happened earlier this week, Irene the Alien.
Yes!
Now, I mean, technically, when she comes back for those last 2 Maxi-Challenges, when the groups come together, she could have more than 3 in a row.
Right?
It would still count as in a row. What a redemption.
Wouldn't that be fun fierce. If she just keeps winning?
I feel like it has to be, for when they come together, Snatch Game and Talent Show.
Yeah.
That's just what logically makes sense.
Yeah.
For the groups coming together.
And based on what we've seen, she's going to have a great shot.
As long as she don't pour water for Talent Show. That one's questionable.
Yes.
But I think she could slay Snatch Game based on the character work we've already seen.
I mean, the fact that, her acting in that improv challenge with RuPaul, that was honestly so good.
Yeah.
When she did the voice change.
Right. And the voice before that was just so unwavering. So committed.
The second the voice changed, you were like, oh, she was pretending. Like, it was like you were there on the ride.
I thought she was going to be the murderer.
Right?
I thought her or Aja, before I realized Michelle was there in that little wig.
Yeah. I'm excited to see where Irene will go this season.
It is. It's kind of... It already... I mean, who knows with how this will all go, but as much as I like the idea of this, looking back already at this point now, it's making me think about, like, the Victoria Scone thing, where, like, I do want more. I'd love to see more. Even though they're going to do 2 more challenges after this, she'll get to do 2 more. That's still, like, Victoria only 5. Like,
but will it only be 2 more? It will. Mm-hmm. I just assumed that once they got down to that group, then it was just, like, normal competition.
I thought the same thing at first.
Yeah.
I would think the purpose of having 18 queens compete and having these separate tournaments like this would be to have more episodes of All-Stars.
Right. I thought that was...
just doing 12.
That's why I thought it was going to be going on forever. I was like, oh, well, we still got 3 episodes of each group and then, like, 9 more queen... like.
So we have 3 of each group and then 3 of them together.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish they would have done more after, once they're all together.
I won't know if it'll feel right till we get there, because, like, it could work. It could work, honestly.
I'm interested to see if any of these other groups will have anybody that will make that same...
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
I don't know, like, I'm living for Mistress, so I could see it for her.
When you have a group of 6 and 2 people are winning each week, the odds are high.
Yeah.
So, it could happen again, but I think some of these groups are pretty competitive. Let us know what you think about the queens with 3 wins in a row, and anyone you're surprised to see here or surprised that didn't make the list. I have one last thing to say today. Glad you got to see us. Bye!